All right, guys, you here? Everybody here? Is the stream actually running? Okay, good. All right, guys, we had OBS crash. So, Giorgio G, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it very much. OBS crashed on me, which is strange. So, we're coming in kind of mid-bid. So, for that, I apologize. Rusty Mechanicals at 16. Saxony Patriotic at 8. Hey, Joey's here. Joey Tyke, welcome. Going to be commentating with me today.
Hello.
Hello. There's a little bit of static on your end. I don't know if that's something you can do anything about, but just
A
letting
little
you
bit
know.
of static. Oh, God, messed it up again. Just a moment. Let me try and sort this out.
Sure. No problem.
That should be better, but I might be a little bit quieter.
I can turn you up. That's not a problem. Try
Awesome.
now.
How's that?
I think that should be good.
Cool. Okay, let me get out of my bedroom from before and have a look at this one. Ooh, interesting. A 0 bid on Albion Innovative is not too bad.
Yeah. I think you'd like everything to get a little bit higher, right?
Yeah.
Innovative can make a good bit of coin, but it doesn't necessarily. It's a
No, that's
fast
true.
board, though. Rustmate Mechanical obviously has the advantage here.
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah.
Innovative and Polani are both low power combinations, so there's the possibility of picking up combats off those two combinations. I think with Saxony Patriotic at 9, Rusty Mechanical is still a good deal. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I probably wouldn't want to personally take Bologna Engineering much higher than that myself. I think Saxony looks good though at 9. I don't know. What do you think about Bologna Engineering? I have terrible luck with Bologna in bid games anyway, so I think I'm cursed.
Yeah, you've got the aspect of Polani Engineering where there's the encounter RNG, but Polani Engineering can really struggle with coins.
Yeah,
And
unless you go for a build option, which I've been looking at recently with Nevich. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it is viable, but it depends on the other bids.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. What do you think about
These are all really experienced bid players in here, though. Although I don't know Egon too well, but Chazak, Poser, and Toon.
Yeah. See them playing bid games quite often in the Discord during the day, so they've had some practice to bid and know what their capabilities are with a lot of combos, definitely.
As the bids are currently, I quite fancy Saxony.
VMer says when Kazakh takes Sax, he usually has Foundation and 3 Mountains. Saxony Patriotic tends to be a little slower, but I've had it end in 14 turns before with a lot of board spread with the right encounters and
It's possible.
I'm
I
sorry, the
mean,
right objectives.
we saw last week in the last round, even with Saxony Engineering, Mr. Dirt finished in 14 rounds. If everything falls into place, it's not unimaginable with the right objectives and everything.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of like Polani in that sense. That Polani needs good encounters, Saxony needs good objectives. You get a Saxony with 2 bad objectives, and it's going to be difficult. Although, sort of the saving grace of Patriotic is you have a lot of power. So, you have a lot of power, and it's not too difficult to get in and list.
Fall back on as Saxony more so than the other factions.
Sorry?
It's something that Saxony can fall back on, the combats, rather than the other factions who can't get that extra star from a combat.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to generate more power is definitely works in their favor.
When do you take Albion? Personally? How high does... I mean, I think Saxony's pretty high. Rust Mechanical is kind of where you want it to be. I think you want that to go up a little bit higher, maybe 18, maybe 19 or 20.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe if it hit 19, 20.
How high do you want Polania to be before you take Albion?
Maybe I'd
6 or 7?
Yeah, I was going to say about 6. Maybe I'd happily take it at 6.
I think Rustviet's probably still the bid here. That 18 versus Saxony is not that hard to cover. And Polani Engineering with some bad luck is going to be rough.
Yeah.
Beamer says Albion can't do anything here. I think Albion Innovative can beat Polania to both his encounters. It wants to. All right. They took it. The bidding is over. Let's get these bids in the stream. Just adding the bids to the screen here. Final bids were Saxony Patriotic 12, Rustviet 18. I have someone from this game on my buddy list here. Need to add somebody, I think. We can add in here.
I don't see any of them in the lobby.
Kazakh, Egon, somebody else.
Puny, Poser. None of them are in yet.
Poser in there? Yeah, Poser's in here. There we go. Added him just in time. Just in time. So I like the Rustviet bid here at 18. I like it a lot. I'm not crazy about the Saxony bid at 12. Gotta be honest.
I think that's slightly expensive.
Yeah. I would agree. Lonnie will need to be opportunistic, I think. Boy says. Yeah, you're gonna need to get some luck on Polania Engineering, I think. Do we want the... We want this extra information on there? I think it takes up too much space. Let's see here. They're still waiting to start the game. Polani is an early combat target. They can get wrecked. True. Not going to have a lot of power with that engineering board. I don't think the game's going to last long enough for you to build. Unless you get some buildings off of encounters. Doom played a lot versus my Rustviet Mechanical. Let's get these where's in the Discord here. Oh, looks like they're already there. Good deal. Good job, Kaz. Game up. Let's go.
Okay, let's get in there.
All right. Melania Engineering, Albion Innovative, Rusty Mechanical, Saxony Patriotic. So Saxony Patriotic, top of being 12 coins, goes last. So, going to get an early look at what Polania is going to do here. One thing that I've tried lately with Polania is move, trade for food, produce, move. And that gets you that coin enlist early, which I think is important, because if you're not careful, you can run out of coins on Polania Engineering. This is interesting. You're not going to have, unless you trade for food here, you're not going to have enough food to enlist on your next move. Albion moving quickly, not really going the trade metal, produce, deploy, rally, move to encounter route that a lot of people like. Rustviet, surprise, surprise, leads with a produce. Probably see Saxony with a trade for oil here.
Yep.
I mean, surely Polania is going to produce here, right? And get those food.
You'd think so.
What do you do next if you're Albion? Are you trading for metal? Set up a...
Yeah, it looks like trade to metal, produce.
Probably right.
Ooh,
oh, leading out with the produce. I don't hate that, because they can trade for 2 metal to get to 3. And kind of get themselves ahead.
Feels like they set themselves back. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
EGO, wait, just came back. Albion got taken. Seems crazy to me. I can't see how they place well. Saxony moves, doing the little worker trick where you move 2 workers to the tundra. So instead of trading for oil again, you just produce it for free. Melania, not with enough food unless they get some off this encounter.
Oh, this is not terrible, but not great.
You take the structure and the 3 pop here?
I think you've got to take the structure and the 3 pop, yeah. Or maybe even... I mean, at this point, they're going to have to decide. I mean, do you try and go for maybe a build?
I don't know, really. I'll be honest. I kind of hate the mine speed mech combination, because to pick up a substantial amount of encounters, you need submerge anyway.
Yeah.
And going down to that village encounter on your way to the factory exposes you to Saxony. So it's a race, right? And I'm not sure it's a race you can win, because once Saxony has deployed underpass and speed, they can take you out because they're going to have power. Polania taking that mine, feeling some pressure to get out on the board, passing on the 3 pop.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe they're thinking they're going to need that power more than the pop.
You do have power issues on Polania Engineering, no doubt. Albion moving out to the tundra encounter. They do not want to get beat to that encounter by Polania.
Definitely. That's a nice one.
The resources of their choice.
Yeah.
Food would be a great candidate here. Get that enlist in the 2 combat cards. Beamer asked what the building bonus is. It is farms and tundras, so no No building bonus for Polania off that mine. Oh,
Ooh.
taking the 2 food in 1 pop. Not going straight for the enlist. Albion perhaps thinking that important to get to tier 2. Yeah, Joy Division, I agree. I don't think that encounter was what Polania wanted to see.
Definitely not.
Rustviet going with a pretty standard opening, as is Saxony so far. Rustviet going to 8 workers, setting themselves up to build a mech, presumably a Riverwalk mech, to get to that farm. With Saxony in the game, Rustviet is probably going to elect to go to the East farm, because Mechanical has a good bit of power on Rustviet, but it doesn't have it until it starts building the mechs. And it usually goes for enlists early. Do we see maybe trade for metal, reduce, trade for metal, move enlist?
That sounds about right. I want to see what Albion's going to do here, because
I think you got to trade for metal if you're Albion. Set up that mech. Get off this encounter space and get to, I mean, you're just a sitting duck. 3 power and...
No, produce again.
Trade
They've
1
lost a
metal,
few.
1 food. I think that's a good idea, Feast for Crows. I missed that, but 1 metal, 1 food would have been good. Set up for the enlist, as well as position yourself to produce and get the mech next turn. I think that's right. Got a bolster into a deploy, probably Riverwalk. Sure enough. Saxony upgraded their move last time, expecting them to move a worker to the village. Mountain.
Count. Let's see what they
And
get.
grab that encounter, sure enough.
Ooh.
The 2 metal is beautiful for Patriotic.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be tempted to take the structure and grab a mine. And I think they do. Did they take the... No, they took the metal. I think that's the right call. The only thing that could tempt me to get the mine is that Albion's still sitting on this tundra spot. But I'm not sure they're going to stay there long enough. Yeah, that 4 metal is beautiful for that Patriotic board.
Can't complain about that encounter.
No. I mean, now you can just produce your way.
So now I assume we should get 1 food, 1 metal trade here. Surely. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, arguably should have done that last turn. I think Feast had a point. But now setting themselves up for that enlist and a mech. Albion seems to feel a little bit pressure to get out 8 workers and maybe get some early spread. Rustviet electing to go to that east farm, stay out of Saxony's reach for as long as possible. You cannot take option 3 if you're Rustviet. It leaves you unable to produce. What do you think? Option 2?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, why not, right?
They don't really need the popularity.
None. Why? Whoa, why is the bid so high on Sax? I think the bid is high on Sax. We talked about that a little bit ago. What were you saying, Joey?
Yeah, I think it's 2 all day for me on that one. They didn't really need to take the coin, particularly.
Takes number 2.
That puts them in quite a strong position. Or a stronger position. Getting a bit of extra power.
We see underpass immediately out of Saxony.
Okay. Trade and deploy, submerge. Or are they going to go for 2?
Gotta be speed, right?
Yeah, plus heck. Yeah, sorry, the speed.
So while we're looking at Albion, let's think what we got here. We got speed on Polania. Polania moves to the encounter right. Saxony produces. Polania does something else. Saxony deploys a mech. Polania makes it to the factory. Albion moving out to this mountain tunnel.
Feeling bold.
He's got to take cards here.
Yeah, 100%.
Saxony can attack him next turn.
What is he going to enlist? The card recruit or the coin recruit? It's got to be card, because if you're looking at Polonia about to enlist, Rusviet are going to enlist soon, and he's a sitting duck there.
Yeah, and you've got some time before Polani and Rusviet start to get their mechs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hoping those cards are good if you're Albion. I mean, you're only sitting on 3 power. You got 1 unit there. Rusviet produces into an enlist. Goes for the cards, picks up cards. Albion get greedy. Nope. He's going to stay patient. Which I think is fine. Albion can't move this turn.
So we're going to see a move here from Polonia, I assume.
I think he goes down to this village encounter. Does he bring the workers with him for a little bit of spread? Ooh. No, Polani is going to take advantage of that that positioning by Albion.
It's not a bad idea at this point. Might be a good chance to bluff an early combat. I have a feeling that Albion are going to try and defend this, though. And I think Polonia's going to try and bluff it.
Whoever wins spends power. Saxony's going to be licking his chops.
Oh, no.
Polania with good cards, spending 1 power, not leaving himself to expose, still sitting at 3.
Oof, that's not the best. I'm sure that's not what he was looking for in the encounter.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you.
That's 2 crappy encounters for Polonia.
And meanwhile, Russ is...
I mean, a part of me thinks, take the wood. You've already got 1 structure. Get the bonus on your
You do have this farm.
Yeah, get your bonus on the farm. You're going to bolster a bit with that.
Avid says that oil helps with the produce upgrade.
Yeah, and then
so he could go 1 and then 3 if he so chooses. I don't think you take the worker here. You could, though.
No, yeah, he's gone for the wood.
Put a mill on that farm if you want.
Yeah. Nice little bonus there as well.
Did you go for the coin enlist here? Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Take a
popularity enlist. I mean, I get it. You're about to build.
He's about to build, yeah.
Albion cannot move this turn, but they can produce into a mech.
Do they want to go 8 workers so early, though?
I don't think they do. I think they move this worker over to the farm because they want to produce some food. I'm not sure this Albion mechanical build is moving fast enough.
This is innovative, right?
Yes, it is the innovative mat. Trailing at 11. Too early for the bids to really come into play.
They should have gone for the 2 trade, then produce. You know, really early on when they produced, before trading for metal, well, they never traded for the metal, but they could have traded 2 metal, then produced and got a mech out early. I think that they've gone for the worker star. I think that might have put them in a better position. It's going to be an expensive for them now to produce.
Not talked much about Rusviet, in part because not anything particularly different. They are very grateful that Polani has had bad encounters. Hasn't got any mechs out. Well, they have the one, but they don't have Submerge, which is the one that Rustviet cares about.
I think we're going to see the speed mech from Saxony, and I assume we're going
Oh,
to see
I counted the turns wrong here, it looks like. Polania bolsters, which is looking
deploy
like...
the mill at the farm.
I would guess so. I mean, you could go Monument if you think you're going more buildings, but I think the mill is the right call here. I think Polania is getting... No, Polania couldn't move this turn. Counted the
No,
turns wrong, Avid.
Yeah, they're going to build this.
So Saxony's sending Polania home. Might be GG for them. I mean, it's only round 8, but gosh, is it hard to recover if all you have is a speed mech. I mean, Saxony, with the upgraded move, could potentially get a combat here and a combat here. And there's the mill.
Yep.
Polania going to 4 popularity. Now
I'm
Albion...
intrigued to see what Albion are going, where they're going from here. They can. They're gonna move. I guess they're just gonna move. What mech did they take? Rally.
Yes.
So they're gonna move to the encounter, and then move one guy to the farm. I assume.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe... A little interesting that they deployed the rally mech on the mountain. Do you attack Polania, Avid? Polania's got 5 power to your 2. You can hit them with 2 units. But then you have to worry about Saxony turning right around and sending you home.
Yeah, and what? Yeah, you're leaving yourself. Oh, he's going
They're
for
gonna
it.
do it.
He's going for it.
They're gonna do it.
He must have some good combat cards.
You would
Must be
think.
feeling
You
this
would
one.
think. I mean, I think this early fighting... I mean...
This is all helping Rustviet.
That's what I was gonna say. People aren't spreading over the board. People aren't advancing their engines. But it also helps, oh gosh.
Yeah. I mean, that gives us an idea of what Polania had available to them. He obviously
This is helping
pushed to what
Sax.
Polonia's max was, which was 10, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right, None. Your Kitchen, thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it. I think is produce number 3 for Rustviet.
I'll be back in a moment.
All right. All right. 3rd enlist out of Rustviet. Do we see a double attack out of Saxony here? No, he's going to be patient. Oh, 1 attack. Saxony was 7 power. Polania is 5. Presumably with good cards. No bluffing here. Oh my gosh, that is devastating if you're Polania. Not only do you get sent home, but you're sitting on 1 power. This is going to be difficult to recover from for Polania and to have a chance.
Okay, I'm back.
You missed it, Joey.
Oh, I missed it.
Polania threw 9, Saxony threw 10 on that village. Polania got sent home, and they have 1 power.
Gosh. That could be all she wrote for Polania.
Yeah. It would take some truly amazing play and some luck that Polania has not thus far seen to get this to really have a chance. So Saxony took 1 worker and 2 resources, electing to take oil. I think that's a smart play. What do you think they upgrade here?
I reckon
Combat cards and deploy.
deploy. Yeah, deploy. They've gone for. But what else did they upgrade? It's not showing up on my screen yet. Oh, it is combat cards. Yeah.
You think production avid? They went with combat cards. Lonnie gonna do produce before they move out. Albion can't move this turn. Getting expensive for them to produce, and not many workers on spaces where they can actually get resources. Definitely not ideal. Not a bad move from, not a bad turn for him though. Sets himself up for another produce into deploy. Gives him an oil that he can combine with 2 more and get an upgrade.
So far, this is looking very routine for Rusviet.
The one thing I don't like about what Saxony did is by putting their second mech on this mountain. And I know why they were doing it. They were contemplating setting themselves up for combats. But by putting their second mech on that mountain, they were not able to get their workers out on this tunnel, which is going to hurt their ability to spread as this game goes along. Albion actually at 2 stars with the combat star and the worker star. Bad news for them is they're easy stars to get. They're not economy stars.
We just saw Saxony take the
Melania moving
disarm.
out to that mine. Albion's turn. Let's check in on the score. We're looking at probably a produce into a deploy. Rusviet so far in a commanding lead. Well, not commanding. I mean, they're not leading after the bids. Albion at 21 at the moment. Electing to move toward the factory. Surely we'll see a flag.
I feel
here.
like that's been their main plan
No flag.
from the start. Get to the factory. Maybe that was a.
This is an opportunity for another combat and to just wreck Albion's game if you're Saxony.
What's Rusviet looking for in this encounter, do you think?
Oil? Probably. Or maybe wood.
Free recruit. It's worker, food.
No, the recruit's not worth it because you're going to produce your metal again and get your enlist while you're at it.
You may as well get the coin and the combat card.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Just number 1, is it?
Gotta be.
Yeah.
You don't need the food. You take number 3, you can't produce. Number 2 is money you don't need to spend. Witch Doctor 645, thanks for following. Do appreciate it. All right. Saxony going to the factory. They're not attacking Albion this turn. Saxony not interested in rushing combat so far. Just kind of wanting to play their game. Not super interested in ending quickly.
This is the thing now for Albion and Polonia, really. Rusviet is in a position where they've got possibly some easy combats. We don't know what their objective is going to be, but once Bologna comes back out,
Picking up the enlist factory card for Saxony and having coin to spend on it. That is a great factory card, in my opinion.
It's good for them. Power and an enlist. Good one.
Polania going to 2 stars with the worker star. Going to no power though. And here's where, being Albion, if you had deployed that mech to that village, you would already have a worker, presumably, on that wood space to deploy your third mech. Rusty is going to produce into an enlist. But seeing as you didn't take a worker, you can't put that mech on that wood space. And since you don't have a worker or a flag there, you can't move that mech to that wood space either.
Yeah, they've hamstrung themselves a bit there.
Now with Saxony with 2 units on the factory, you probably just can't take it. I think you're in some trouble if you're Albion.
I mean, they might fancy their chances. They're low in power, but we don't know what combat cards they've got. But
I mean,
now,
right now, this looking at like Rusvi's game, they haven't even spread, and they're up 17 on Albion, which almost covers the bid. They're up 13 on Saxony, which does cover the bid, and they're up 7 on Polania. No, 17 on Polania, which also covers the bid. I'm sorry, 20. I can't do math. Point is, it covers the bid. Saxony spreading significantly before getting the worker star. Maybe feeling some pressure to stall Rusviet.
Show up the Shaw.
2 for Saxony. Within 6 of Russ, which means they're in a tie, but Saxony's position is fragile. And Russ can pick up combats fairly easily. Polania moving, presumably into their second enlist.
I think it's damage limitation now for Polania.
Maybe build and get to tier 2. Unfortunately for them, they're out of power, which probably means a dry bolster. Oh, can they pick up power on this enlist? You remember what they took the first time?
Yeah, they can. They took combat cards the first time.
Okay, great. That helps them tremendously.
Yeah. I'm not sure that taking the popularity recruit was the wisest option.
I'm gonna be right back, Joey.
No problem. Personally, it might have been better, I think, for them to have taken the coin recruit. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but they're low on coin. They've used the build once since then, and nobody around them is building. So for me, they've lost out on, how many is it now? 3. It's only 3 coin, but I can't even see them making it to tier 2.
My camera heating up a little bit, setting it on an ice pack. See how that goes.
I was just saying, Fomoff, I think they've just taken their coin recruit, but I think that would have been wiser earlier. Because really, they've only got 1 popularity out of taking the popularity one, and they've lost out on, although it's not a lot, they've lost out on about 3 coin, I think, from not using the coin recruit. I don't know. I just don't know where they're going to get to tier 2 from here. How? If that was the point of doing it before.
Rustviet going to make a few mechs here, probably. Doesn't look like Saxony's in danger of ending this. So Rustviet may be able to be patient, get out Township and People's Army. Township's a solid choice there. I think one mistake Rustviet makes oftentimes when they're still in their base is going for People's Army first. Which the reason I say I think that's a mistake is because of course you'd rather move out with People's Army. Sometimes when the game is about to end, you're stuck in your base and you can't take that factory one way or another. Maybe in a position where you're certainly regretting it.
Yeah, there's no need for them to have People's Army at this point. Oh, Saxony is going to hit Albion. This is not good for Albion.
No. I mean, they're most likely going to lose this combat.
And again, I feel like this only... I feel like this really only works in Russ's favor anyway.
Yeah, this is Rustviet's game to lose. So surprisingly, I think Albion can take second at this point. Russ is going to take the factory. Saxony has hamstrung himself by spreading with only 4 workers.
I guess he probably felt like maybe it was his only opportunity to get shore up the shore. I don't know. We don't know if he can get his other one. It's a difficult one. If the other one is something, really, really difficult, I guess you take your chance when you think you've got it. Oh.
Trying to consolidate units here. Maybe keep Rustviet from picking up easy combats.
Be a bit more defensive, yeah.
I don't know that it's going to make a difference, though. Albion at 2 power, Saxony at 5.
I mean, if we see Albion defend this successfully, that's bad for Saxony. Of course. But, again, only good for Rustviet.
Yeah, Saxony, Polonia, and Albion have mainly just slowed each other down, which has allowed Rustviet on their island to
just go through the motions.
I mean, Rustviet's in a position, score-wise, where they're really just about covering their bid without any spread.
Okay, didn't defend it. That's interesting.
I agree with you, Nunn. Rustviet should have deployed on the village, definitely. Because you can take the 1 mech and bring the workers up here and move to the factory, and then this mech can go wherever. Having 2 mechs here allows you to cover this village and then move from the village to attack Saxony with People's Army right here. Allows you to hit any tunnel. Anybody's moves to a tunnel between now and when Rustviet moves out. Rustviet has an obtainable objective. This game is going to be over in probably 2 to 3 turns.
Yeah. Basically, not to be, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not being offensive, and I'm just as the game has gone so far, I think most of the decisions that Albion has made has really helped Rustviet in this game. Because Albion could have had a little bit better of an economy going earlier on. They've given free combats to other people, but that has left. I feel like that worked against Polonia earlier on, and now.
I think think you take number 3 here, right? Upgrade
have a look.
maybe your move and your
Yeah.
your enlist, and then take some
But-
food.
Yeah, they don't really want to be.
Well, none
spending
Albion
coins
can
powder
still
on
flag.
it.
I'm sure you remember the flag comes after the encounter.
Yeah.
So they can still drop the flag.
They need somebody on there though. They should have left one worker there.
See, I don't know about this choice. You just spent $2, which is 2 points. You're
They don't need.
probably
don't
not
need to
going
do
to
that.
fight again. This game's
No.
going to be over soon.
No. That was an expensive decision. And they didn't put a flag down.
Oh, they didn't. They didn't drop the flag.
Although I will say, and I've said this before in the Discord and in other places, it is very unfortunate for Tagawa and Albion that there's no warning that you haven't done that. And I feel like you need that in the digital version. It's very unforgiving after an encounter, especially.
Yeah.
That you don't get that warning like you would with an objective or something else.
Yeah. There are a lot of game warnings.
Unfair.
Probably a
Yeah.
consequence of IFA being added later, but they just
Yeah.
didn't circle back and incorporate it to the in the existing interface.
That's fair. I never actually thought about it in that way. Yeah.
Needed flag on the wooden village. I agree. It's a completely different situation for Albion if he had flagged the wood.
I missed that. What did they do? Produce?
Produce. Rustviet right now ahead of Saxony, ahead of Polania, and ahead of Albion. Without spreading and without their last 3 stars. Rustviet having to feel very good about where they are right now.
Yeah, this is
Flag
pretty good
equal
situation
exclamation
for them.
point traps. Did I say something wrong then? Right now it's Polania. I mean, you're hoping for 2 more turns, right? You got the monument. I mean, what would tier 2 give you if you're Polania right now? 5, 6, 7, 8 coins. You consider just, what do you do here if you're Polania? You can't really spread much because you're sitting on a monument, not a mine. Do you consider trading for popularity and then just building? I mean, you can't really even build. But you could you could bolster into a build action and pick up tier 2 and a lot of coin if you trade for pop next turn.
Does that basically give them salvage possibly second place for them? I can't remember these bids. I'm spectating in the game, so I'm not actually watching the stream.
It would probably give them second.
Okay.
If they need 2 more turns. Wait. Oh, that was a recruit bonus? Okay, now it's its turn.
How much of the game being left is solely dependent on Rustviet's objective? If they have a really easy objective, it's not going to last much longer, really, is it?
Yeah. The question for me is, does Rustviet bring this village mech out? They don't.
No.
They have 2 moves. Fearing the factory. This means Polania probably has 2 more turns left. Probably. Because Rustviet only has 2 moves, and since they elected to bring the character to the factory instead of another mech, they can't attack with People's Army twice. Saxony in some trouble here. We've got a bid of 12. Right now puts you below Albion and Polonia, although only below Albion by a coin. We seeing the last mech here? Or Saxony? We do see the last mech. Hero of Canton back-to-back bolster for Power Star for Russ. I guess it depends on whether his objective's good. I assume Polani has already taken the 2 popularity off the list. If not, the move would be the obvious choice here. And I mean, I don't think Russ is ending next turn. I don't think they can they?
Likely. Two combats and possibly their objective, if it's easy. Can they get that in the next turn?
I don't think so.
Where do they go?
They can? None says they can.
Thinks they can? I guess
I guess you move the village worker and the mech to one of these spaces, and you move this mech and the worker to another one.
But what objective do they need to have for them to be able to finish?
You could have get rich or cry try. None says.
Maybe get rich.
This is right. Oh, they had not taken the popularity. Get rich is an option. Can't diversify production. You wouldn't have a Tundra. You only have 2 moves. Could you achieve tactical mastery? No, you only have 7 combat cards. You don't have 3 mountains. You don't have 3 farms. With Polania moving out, though.
What if you have tunnels and a combat now in a tunnel?
You need 2 combats on tunnels to finish this turn, wouldn't you?
2 combats on tunnels, yeah. Yeah.
I've been wondering lately if it's worth spending a turn to trying to pick up an upgraded move on Rusviet Mechanical. Send one back. Good call, Hero of Canton. That he could do. The score is not an issue.
No.
Covering the score right now with no additional points.
And they have easy combats with Saxony, but really.
Depends on the cards, I think. Yeah. Saxony's sitting on 7 power, so.
Okay.
Why can't he just give Sax 2 combats to win by bid? Suicides.
He can do a
yeah, he could do that, and as Saxony throws both, you pick up 2 combats.
I watched that when I woke up this morning. That game from last night from Group O.
Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it?
That was something else.
It was brave.
I mean, incredibly, like his understanding of the game at that point, where it was brilliant.
I thought maybe we had diversify here, but he elected to go for this mountain instead of the wood, because the way he moved down to Polania, he picked up a Tundra.
Okay, so maybe we've got 2 combats.
All right, get rich. Send one back.
I mean, if he's got send one back, that's GG, maybe.
Assuming he can get away with spending 3 power on Sax because it's at the end of the move. Combat has to resolve.
True.
Your Sax, I think you have to
Defend. Or just
Sax can move next turn. I think you have to throw the book here, don't you?
Oh, he has thrown the book. Thrown everything at it. Okay,
Can
so where
Sax
does that
end
leave us?
for second? I think the answer is yes. I think if he attacks Albion with 3 units and has good enough cards, Albion can't throw more than 10. Yeah, if Sax triple attacks this space, picks up loses a territory, gains a territory, so that's a wash. It gets a star. I think that's 13. I think that's 3 more, and I think that covers the bid over Polania, because they would win the unit tie. They would win the unit tiebreaker with Polania. Polania has 3 buildings, 1 mech.
Is that the sensible decision now in tournament play? Go for get yourself second.
I think
second
so.
place.
No, if Sax ties with Polania, I think Sax loses the tiebreaker on units or on power. Yeah, you've got to go for second here. I don't know what your cards are, but I think you have to triple attack Albion. I mean, I don't think you can't take the factory from Russ. There's no way. Albion's your best shot here. You also pick up that 5 metal, so it's yeah. That's the play for second right there. Well, Albion's going to get 2 power off a shield. There's a good chance they have a 5 in those 9 cards. I don't remember if they played one yet. So they could play 10.
I think they played a 5 earlier.
So Saxony, you need 2 3s and a 4. None says he just needs to produce. This is looking like I'm gonna say 3 woodlands. Why move to the mountain there? 3 mountains.
I think he's maybe.
This is at the end, right? No.
Trying to distance himself from being attacked by Russ there, maybe.
He must not have had the cards to end.
No.
He's up by 16 on Polania, though. He's presumably going to lose this wood space. Rustviet. If he had produced an end, would that have done it? Yeah, he has 0 power. Right. Second place if he saves a power against Rustviet. Polania, can you move? You cannot move. Just use your bottom row action. Bin the 3 food, get 3 coins, and go to tier 2. Gives you 7 points. Puts you in second. Rustviet's also probably going to bump one of Saxony's territories at the minimum. Yeah, by not ending it, Saxony's just given Polania the opportunity to set themselves up for second going into Rustviet's turn. course, Rusviet could always attack Polania right here. Opportunity to potentially push them down to third.
How does Polonnia set up for second here? Because they can't move.
You skip the top row action on bolster, and you spend
Just
3 food to get 3 wood to get 3 coins and a popularity, and you go to tier 2.
Ah, yes. Sorry. I didn't realize they were at 6. I missed that.
Tier 2 gives you 7 additional points. I'm sorry, 6 additional points. You lose a point, so that's 5, gets you to 30. And then 3 coins put you at 33, which is only 8 behind Saxony, right? Saxony has to beat you by 7. And even if my math is wrong, Oz 115 for following. Appreciate it, man. So Polania made a mistake. They bolstered.
Oof.
They shouldn't have bolstered. They should have skipped the top row action. Now it's just 7 is the difference, which is a tie. And they win the tiebreaker, though. They win the tiebreaker on units. They've got 4 buildings out. Oh, you know, I forgot I forgot this. They had this worker down here on this wood space, so they did get to build and pick up the star. Still would not have bolstered. Make sure we're not overlooking Albion here. No, Albion out of reach now. Looking at last. I think this is second for Polania, which is amazing considering how they started. Unless Russ chooses to attack Polania on this tunnel. I don't know why they would. I mean, just move your character to this wood spot. Call it a day. Saxony has no power. Maybe throw a worker over here to this mountain for funsies. So the difference between Polania and Saxony is 6 right now. Puts Polania up by 1. If Rusviet were to attack Polania on this village, Polania takes third. If Rusviet attacks Saxony, or really Albion either, Polania takes second. And Saxony takes third. Costaffel, yes, Russ does get to decide who takes second here. I think personally the classy thing to do is attack Saxony. It maximizes your points and lets the person who's in second right now take second.
Are you saying that with the thought process that within the next turn, Saxony will end it? Try to end it?
I mean, I guess I'm assuming Russ can complete their objective here.
Oh, in this turn? Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can't.
We don't know. I mean, we have no idea what it is, and it's taken a bit of time to think about it, so it can't be that simple, whatever it is.
Judge, first, I don't know how you say your name, man, but this is Joey Tyke. He's got his own Twitch channel. Check him out.
Hi, Judge.
Judge, yeah, we'll go with that.
I'm new to the side streaming, but enjoying it. Hey, thank you for having me on this one, Film Off.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I should have been playing right now. Maybe we would have been done by now, but instead it's tomorrow. Looking forward to that.
Elnor's 42 enjoying the commentary. Thanks, man. Do appreciate that. Rusviet thinking about this for a while. I wonder if they have diversify production and they're wondering if there's a way they can get it. If they are, they can. They can move the mech and the worker on the farm both up to that wood space. Attack Saxony there. Hey Joey, if you're in chat, I see you're in chat. Feel free to drop a link to your stream in the chat. All right.
Yeah, Noodles, I think Fomov will be doing yours.
Russ wins the combat against Saxony, throwing just what he needs to secure it. Moment of truth here, guys. Does he have the objective?
What would it be? We think we get rich? No, he doesn't. There's no objective.
No, it's not diversify. Would have played it differently, unless they didn't see it. That's it. Right? No, wait.
Saxony.
No, that was a factory card. Paid 2 coin, paid 2 precious coin, but bumps a Polania worker with the spread. Goes up by 11, puts him in second as we speak. Polania was really hoping that Rusviet would end it that time.
Really in a bad position. 2 horrific encounters in this game for Polania. Must be really cursing that luck. What does Polania do here? Try and move out? Attack Saxony?
Well, if you move the character to the village tunnel or the tundra tunnel and bump a Saxony worker, and then move out. Exactly. That would give Saxony 3. That would put him at 46. You drop him down to 44. And you add a territory for you. That's 3. That's 35 and 44. That's a difference of 9. It won't do it.
It's not quite enough.
I don't think that will do it. Okay. Did what we thought, but is it enough? He has to win this combat, I think. Going to win the combat.
He's won the combat.
Takes the
Saxony's
second.
not. Saxony won't. Well, if Saxony wins that combat or tries to win that combat, they end the game.
VMer, why didn't Russ put 0 and let Sax end? A lot of players don't think about the suiciding option.
No, I I know I talked about it before, but I would have never, ever in a million years, maybe I'm not experienced enough, but would have never thought about that tactic in that Group O game yesterday. No, it wouldn't have even come close to my mind. I mean, would you, Fomov? Would you have worked that out and thought, if I just lose all these combats, I win?
I mean, I would have thought about it, but I probably wouldn't have taken the chance, because if Sax says, you know, screw you, I'm not going to let you, quote unquote, trick me like this. You're dead in the water, because you couldn't pick up enough stars on combats. Albion now making a play for second here. Within 6 of Saxony, or making a play for third. Polania at 42 in second right now. Saxony in last, with Albion pulling into third. See, that's where a Saxony, I probably would have I would have thought about attacking Russ and then typing in chat, you let me win, you win. Try to see if a little table talk can affect the result.
I mean, let's say
Russ moving off the factory. 3 villages? It's got to be 3 villages.
I think 3, maybe, or maybe 3 tunnels.
3 tunnels. There we go.
Yeah.
GG.
There you go. Good game.
Yeah, I'm pretty shady. None. right. Drop this.
That was a massive raw score for Rusviet. It's 70.
Drop these scores into the Discord if someone hasn't already done it. Russ 70, covering the bid with no issues. Polanio 42. Albion 33. And Saxony 37. I don't think there are any ties, are there? Lonnie is ahead of Saxony, so they get second. Saxony's below Albion, so they get fourth. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining me, Joey. It was a great game. It's fun to watch the methodical marching Red Army just took it.
Just again. Yep. I feel like Tooney would be really happy with that because he got smashed by Rusviet Innovative in the last round.
Yeah. Well, thanks
so he's got to be happy.
Thanks for watching, guys. We've got another game in about 7 hours, so tune back in.
Enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.